Joe Biden is the OG girl dad. He told me I could be anything and I could do anything. As a child, I would sit on the leather chair in his office doing my homework, and he would sit next to me doing his work, drafting the Violence Against Women Act. And now, I would like to introduce my father, your 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden.
I was already an emotional mess by the time Ashley Biden introduced her dad, but that moment right there just wrecked me. If you're blessed enough to have known a wonderful father-daughter relationship or had a role model like that of Joe Biden in your life, then you get it. President Biden reminds me a lot of my own dad. My dad is now in heaven, but I miss him every single day. I'm trying not to cry right now. And just seeing that love and admiration between Joe Biden and his daughter Ashley just had me in tears. I was actually crying all night long, thinking how much I miss my dad. I really, really look up to my dad, and I see so much of my dad's character and integrity in President Biden. And it's just one of the many reasons why I love this man who is our president. And not only was it beautiful to observe the pride that Ashley Biden in that she has for her dad, but just the pride and the joy that Joe Biden has for his daughter and for his whole family. And yes, that includes Hunter Biden too. Like, he genuinely loves his family. And President Biden has that same respect for the woman he chose to be his partner in life. And Dr. Jill Biden, you truly see the genuine love and affection that he has for, his partner in life. And he also has this respect for the woman that he chose to be his partner in the White House in terms of rebuilding America from the absolute carnage that Donald Trump and the Republicans left him. And so to see President Biden's humility and strength after going through the last 3.5+ years in now elevating Kamala Harris is just another chapter in the incredible book that will build and grow Joe Biden's ever-growing legacy.
Join me in promising your whole heart to this effort, and where my heart will be. I promise I'll be the best volunteer Harrison Walsh has Canada ever seen.
And I personally felt so much healing last night because, like so many others, I remember that dark, awful night in 2016 as the returns were coming back. I was working in this cruddy newsroom in Central Virginia for Sinclair, and the returns were coming back in. And I was next to one of our election analysts, and I was seeing maps turn red where they weren't supposed to. And the shock that Donald Trump was going to win hit me like a punch in the stomach. Of course, I will never forget it. Millions of us won't, because Hillary Clinton should have been the president. And for so many reasons that just went sour and south, she didn't get there, but she should have been. She knew she should have been. Millions of us knew that. And millions of women had our hearts broken that night. But we didn't give up, not on her and not on ourselves. So to see Hillary Clinton come back and take the stage in Chicago so graciously as a setup for the woman who will likely be the one to finally break through that glass ceiling as the first woman president of the United States felt so cathartic and just joyous. Like, I'm getting chills as I'm talking about it now, but it wouldn't have been possible without Hillary and all of the other women who came before her.
I want my grandchildren and their grandchildren to know I was here at this moment, that we were here, and that we were with Kamala Harris every step of the way. This is our time, America. This is when we stand up. This is when we break through. The future is here. It's in our grasp. Let's go win it.
I am still on a high from night one. And as a woman who has dealt with misogyny my whole life, and if you're a woman living in, well, the world, but certainly in America, and you don't think you've dealt with misogyny, then you must be living in a little like mushroom cap under a rock, because that's what it's like. I was cheering to see Ashley and her dad, because it just reminded me of my dad. And my dad had so much respect for women. He always elevated women. My dad always, my dad never talked down to me like I couldn't get somewhere. And I don't know, like, yeah, I'm a daddy's girl. I totally admit it. And I think that's why it was just such an emotional night to see Ashley introducing her dad. It was just like, oh, just still, I'm going to be crying about that probably the rest of my life. So, cheering to see Ashley and her dad and Hillary and Kamala and girl dad Tim Walz, and him being so emotional. Like, this is what we need more of, America, that it's okay to cry, to see our president, our commander in chief tearing up as his little girl, introduces him, and to see Tim Walz and his wife tearing up. Like, this is the kindness that we need in America again. Yeah, it's okay to cry. It's okay to love and hug and be good to each other. Then I remembered what Donald Trump had put out earlier in the week about his opponent, Kamala Harris. And I'm setting this up because what I'm about to show you makes me sick to my stomach as a woman. Yeah, for sure, as a woman. It really just disgusts me because this is the misogyny that I'm talking about. There truly is no bottom to how vile and repugnant Donald Trump and his MAGA base will go.
And she never thought, just giggle. Make the balance, fake on election day, no matter who votes, counts on the tape. Spent her whole damn life down on her knees to be commander-in-chief. That's how you say please.
He has no defenses. He is truly intimidated by strong, brilliant women. But our job now in 2024 is not to let him get away with it. I will tell you, as a woman who has been put down by men like Donald Trump, and by the way, he's taken our rights away from us, our literal autonomy over our own bodies. Like, no more. I am not taking it, and millions of women aren't either. We cannot let him get away with this anymore. We can't just let this pass. I have done several videos and said quite a bit about the failure of the mainstream press and our entire ecosystem to let Donald Trump's misogynistic behavior and that of the Republican Party pass. It shouldn't. It's terrible. It's awful. It has resulted in criminal behavior with Donald Trump. We know this with the E. Jean Carroll trial and so many other situations that haven't even gone through the criminal justice system. But we can't just shake our heads and be like, oh, that's boys talk. No, it isn't. It's disgusting. It's gross. It's vile. It's misogyny. And in 2024, the year that I hope that we do finally elect our first woman president, we can't just let this pass anymore. It's not okay. We need to call it out at every single turn. Him putting that out on social media about the vice president of the United States is reprehensible. Okay. So That said, the way that Republicans have already ripped our rights away from us in so many ways, I find it to be delicious karma that Trump, who attacks women and women in power, from Taylor Swift, speaking of karma, and I can't wait to see what her next move is in terms of what she'll do after he put out all those AI images of her, to Hillary and Kamala and every woman that he removed rights from when the handoff goes like this.
On her first day in court, Kamala said 5 words that still guide her. Kamala Harris, for the people. That is something that Donald Trump will never understand. So it is no surprise, is it, that he is lying about Kamala's record. He's mocking her name and her laugh. Sounds familiar. But we have him on the run now.
Then what sweet justice it will be to have Vice President Kamala Harris send Donald Trump on his way out forever. My name is Suri Crowe for the MeidasTouch Network. Peace.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.